Hi, fifth graders.
Welcome back to TV Classroom.
How are you? I hope you're good. We need to check in with our zones.
Always.
How you doing today? Miss Oslin, how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm in the green zone. I'm happy, I'm calm, I'm focused, I'm ready to learn.
My emotions and my brain is in the green zone. My body is most definitely in the blue zone.
Yeah.
A really bad headache today. So I'm going to power through.
Before your body gets in the red zone.
Yeah, and we'll be okay. Mr. Kevin, how are you?
I too am going to power through, teachers.
Okay.
Yeah.
We can do this.
We can do this.
Okay.
All right, today and every day, we agree when we come together to
show respect, make good decisions, solve problems. And one way we are showing respect is by honoring our indigenous lands and peoples of the people who came before us here in Washington.
So this is the first time that our fifth graders may be hearing about this.
You're right.
So Mrs. Wally and I have been talking about doing this all year long. We've been saying we need to be doing a land acknowledgement. We need to be doing a land acknowledgement.
And we said, we're doing the land acknowledgement. We're starting this week.
So it's important. And what we're going to do is you're going to take some time looking at this map, and then I'm going to read a statement, and we're going to do some thinking. And as we go throughout the year, we will do this every day before every lesson. And as we learn more about honoring our indigenous lands and peoples, we'll talk more about the statement that we make and why we make it and what all of the words mean. So if you don't fully understand it, like me, all the way yet, that is okay. We will learn it together.
It's going to be great.
So I'm going to invite you to look outside your window. You're going to look at the sky, the trees, your surroundings. Our physical space stands on the unceded land of the Coast Salish people. We acknowledge the Coast Salish community, their elders, both past and present, as well as future generations. We make this acknowledgement as part of our work to dismantle the ongoing legacies of settler colonialism and white supremacy. This is our way of acknowledging that the land on which we stand and live is not ours.
It doesn't belong to us.
And it was taken from our indigenous people who came here before us. So as we go on, we will learn more about that.
Yep. And we'll keep that in the forefront of our brain. Yep.
Now, let's review our scientific process.
I love this graphic. It's my favorite.
We love all the arrows.
Because it kind of reminds me of how my brain works.
Oh, yeah.
I kind of have like all these little silos and I just go in between them all the time.
We've spent a lot of time, in learning about salmon in the Salish Sea. We've definitely been making observations and asking questions.
Oh, a lot. Sharing data and ideas.
And reading about science discoveries. So this means reading, but also we've seen a lot of videos and learned from a lot of experts.
Visual literacy has been really important.
And then we've used that to come up with some explanations, to gather more data, interpreting our observations. So I see this, it must mean this.
And then revisiting our ideas and maybe changing them or adding new questions.
And then another area of that graphic is where we're going to learn more, satisfy some curiosity, answer some of the questions that we had, and use engineering to solve some everyday problems.
And we're getting there. But we're going to play a game today.
We are. We're going to think about why are salmon important to the Salish Sea.
We've talked a lot about it, and I think some of you probably have an idea now about why you think they might be important.
We even have some fifth graders who posted on our
Yes,
grid.
Amazing.
Yes, they posted about why salmon are important to the Salish Sea.
We'll have to put that on our next slide for next episode because it just happened. So
very excited.
We'll show what they said.
So now we need to review the vocabulary that we have been
Those
working.
big science words.
Lots. We've learned so many.
We have. You ready, Mr. Kevin?
Yes.
There it is.
It's
Big science words.
all right.
The first word we learned
Look at all
was-
these words we've learned.
I know. There's another slide after this.
I
too.
know, it's amazing.
Interdependent.
When
Interdependent, when
two or more things need each other.
We learned about the
Intertidal
intertidal zone, which is the shore area between high tide and low tide.
And habitat, which is the natural environment of a plant or animal.
And conservation.
So important.
Act of keeping and protecting from waste, loss, or destruction.
Yep, it's important that we conserve all of our resources.
Actually, we could learn a lot from our indigenous people about
Yes,
conservation.
we really could. They do an amazing job of that.
Oh, migrate.
The act of moving from one region to another.
Oh, and an ecosystem. We talked about the difference between an ecosystem and a habitat.
And I'm still not sure that I'm really 100% sure I know the difference, but I'm getting there.
Okay, good. An ecosystem is a community of living things together with their environment.
Like I'm thinking like all of Puget Sound, like this is an ecosystem. All of these little tiny habitats, like the forests and the streams and all of those things are all part of the larger Puget Sound ecosystem is kind of where my thinking is.
And in thinking about our salmon, we learned to incubate.
To keep warm until it's time to hatch. And they do that by burying their eggs in the red or the gravel on the side of a stream to keep them warm.
And it's important for our native plants to be there
So important.
to protect the eggs from sun exposure
Predators.
or predators.
Yep.
All right, are we ready to practice our sound off by Will Syrie, Lisa Davis, and Susan Finkbeiner?
Let's do it. We just know what we've been told.
Ecosystems are worth their weight in gold.
Work together so all survive.
Balance allows everything to survive.
Sound off.
All survive
Sound off.
to stay alive.
Sound off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Living things. Flora and fauna, micros too.
Need synergy for all they do.
The sun provides the energy.
So plants produce with efficiency.
Sound off.
Synergy.
Sound off.
Energy.
Sound off.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Living things. Producers make good consumers need.
Plants and grasses for their feed.
I said that wrong. Can I start again?
Yes.
I said good. Producers make food consumers need.
Plants and grasses for their feed.
All along nutrients they send.
On one another they depend.
Sound off.
Producers.
Sound off.
Consumers.
Sound off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Living things. If one is gone, the chain is broke.
Eco balance is not a joke.
If one is gone, another dies.
Extinction happens before our eyes.
Sound off.
Relationships.
Sound off.
Dependency.
Sound off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Living things. Pollution can be the thing to blame.
So habitat must be kept the same.
Soil, water, ooh, air, it's true.
Clean and pure for me and you.
Sound off.
Clean and pure
Sound off.
for me and you.
Sound off. 1, 2, 3, 4. Living things.
Look, that's fun. We're getting good at that.
We are.
All right. I hope you were doing it with us.
That would be really awkward if they weren't.
I know.
I really hope you do.
Don't make this awkward.
Mm-mm. Thanks, fifth graders.
All right, let's review.
We're going to review the picture of the input chart
Yeah.
because I've pulled things off of it for the game. So remember that, well, you know, I don't know that we need to review it. Just look at it for a second
Okay.
because we're going to be reviewing it during the game.
Okay.
So just remember all the different stages. They start as eggs,
Lots of eggs.
then they turn into the fry, and then the smolt. Then they go out to the sea, and then they become adults. Then they return to the stream and stop eating. They take the long journey of the salmon run back to where they were born. They spawn, and only a few get to do it. And then they start the cycle all over. So we're gonna play a game.
Let's do it.
Mr. Kevin, you're gonna play the game with us. You're gonna have to like do the math back there for your cup. I'll let you know how many there are. I don't even know how many are in there. This is gonna be a hard game.
Okay. Well,
Do we want to just have? No, maybe just 2. That's
Yeah,
a lot of beans
you
to
can
count.
play the game.
yeah.
Okay. How about that?
Okay.
I think that will
works.
be easier.
Makes it easier.
Okay, so Mr. Kevin, if you could put the materials slide up. So if you want to play this at home, you need red lentils or dried beans. I just used beans that Oliver has for his sensory bin. I just grabbed the bag and ran out of the house. Cups. So we have our 2 cups for me and Miss Oslin. A container for discarding lentils. So we will put the lentils that we don't, you'll see that we have to take out of our cups here. And 1 6-sided die, which we have here. I had at the TV classroom. And then the instructions, which here we go. So to set up the game, each participant will start with a full cup of lentils. Now, our cups were a little bigger, so we did half. And this is the red, which is what we call a nest of salmon eggs. There are 9 stages in this game for each part of the salmon life cycle. Each lentil represents a salmon that will migrate to the ocean, grow into a mature adult, and return to the freshwater stream where it hatched to spawn.
So the cup is the red, and the pebbles
Those
or beads or lentils are
the eggs. Now, it goes in stages.
Okay.
So this first stage, we're a salmon egg.
Okay.
Okay? Just laid in a red of gravel. We're going to roll the dice. And depending on the number you land on, depends on what happens. So
I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
So if I roll a 1, half of them are suffocated from sediment from a road, and I have to discard half of my eggs.
Aww.
If I roll a 2, 2/3 are smothered by dirt from a building site.
Oh.
Now, 5th graders, these are fractions. So we're going to be fractioning up the whole and doing some math. 2/3 are smothered from dirt from a building site. If I do a 3, 1/3 are eaten by a big fish. A 4, 2/3 are stepped on by a careless person. A 5, half are eaten by a big fish. And 6, 2/3 are suffocated by soil. So which one do I hope to roll? A 3.
Because
1/3 is the smallest fraction taken away.
Yep.
So what we have to do is we have to divide into thirds and then take, it's going to be
And
fun
I'd rather
math.
be eaten by a big fish as opposed to
Suffocated by sediment.
or die because of human.
Would you like to go
reasons.
first?
No, you can go. You already have it.
3!
Oh, look at that.
Okay, so, but before I can do this math, I have to count how many I have. I should have counted beforehand.
Okay, so 5th graders, you have a big pile of little things to count.
Can we estimate instead of count?
I was just going to say, are you going to count them one by one?
No,
We
I
don't
think
have
we're just
time.
going to estimate it. So let's say there are around, how many do you think that is?
Oh,
200?
I was going to say several hundred.
Okay, so 200 or 300, what do you think?
Say 250.
Okay, so we each have, we're going to say for time's sake, we each have 250. Now, if you have extra time, you could count them and know the exact number, right? It
Even
still
then-
works.
Even then, you probably still wouldn't count them one by one.
So we have 250. And I need to divide that into thirds. So what should I do?
Well, in my mind, I tried to
Can I
do
have
it
the whiteboard?
by 100s, but that doesn't work.
No. So I need to divide it. So 250 divided into thirds. So I need to divide it into how many groups?
3 groups.
3 groups, 3 equal groups.
Maybe you should just estimate that there's 260 or 240.
Oh, why? Why is that a more friendly number?
Well, divided by 3.
It's gonna that's gonna
240.
happen with this because we're gonna be doing by thirds and fourths and halves and
Okay.
so they can handle fractions and decimals in 5th grade. So if we have 250 divided by 3, well, we know that 3 can go into 25 8 times, and that's 24. And then 3 can go into 10 3 times, and that's 9 with a remainder of 1. So I would say we'll take out 83. Here I go. We'll just do 10s, groups of 10. And then I don't have to count. 1 group of 10. 2 groups of 10. 1, 2,
So
3,
how many groups of 10 does she
4,
need to take
5,
out?
6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 3 groups of 10.
If you said 8 groups of 10, that is correct.
4 groups of 10. Oh, I already did 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 groups of 10. You can play along with us too. 6 groups of 10. 7 groups of 10.
So all of these are being eaten by a big fish.
Or yum, yum, yum. 8 groups of 10.
Okay.
And 3 more. Okay. So, in they go.
Into the fish's belly.
Meow. Meow.
And you get to roll again.
I do.
That's what it says. And
Why?
roll again at the station.
Oh. I didn't even notice that. Uh-oh. Maybe I didn't want to
I was
roll
going
a
to say,
3.
usually it's a good thing to roll again.
4.
2/3.
2/3. Well, I took, so not sure how many I had.
This is a 2-step problem.
So I had 250, and I need to take away 83. So let's do that first. So if I'm at 250 on a number line, I can take away 50, and that's going to get me to 200. And then I take away 30, and that's going to get me to 170. And I take away 3, and that's going to get me to 164. No.
67.
67. Okay, so I have 167 approximately. What do I have to take away?
2/3 of them
2/3.
are stepped on by a careless person. Someone like walking through a creek and not watching where they're stepping.
So 167 divided into 3 equal groups is, I can do 5 into 16 or 50 into 160. That would be 15. Ooh, so close to be able
That
to
was
do
so
the
close.
6. So 55 is in each group. So friends, how many salmon do I need to, how many salmon eggs do I need to remove? If I'm going to remove
2/3.
2/3. I have to remove 2 of the third. So I have to remove 110.
110.
Here we go.
Oh my goodness. Is
Or we could estimate, and I could
yeah,
just
let's
do,
that.
let's just put into piles and let's get approximately the same.
Yeah, put them into what appear to be 3 equal piles and then take
Yeah.
them away.
And we'll just say
We don't
that
need to
that's
be
about what it is. Until we get down to smaller amounts, I think that's what we'll do. Does that sound good, friends? I'm okay with that. For the sake of TV and you not watching me count out a bunch of beans. Because that's not exactly engaging television. Do you feel like those are even, Miss?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So I need to take away 2/3. So what do I do? Oh! All my fish are dying.
Oh,
Can you?
no, I know.
Can you help me?
I can.
In they go. Gulp, gulp, gulp. Or what's happening
Crunch,
here?
stepped on by a careless person.
See, this is why it's so important.
Oops, lost one. We'll pick it up
That's
later.
okay. Okay. Now Miss Oslin gets to
My
go.
turn. I got a 4. 2/3 are
So,
stepped on by
okay.
a careless person. So I'm going to make.
Boy, that careless person is really causing some damage here.
Really?
They are. Oh my goodness. Look how many I have left. Like hardly any. And I haven't even left the first stage. I'm still an egg.
You're still an egg. There's like,
Yeah. Yeah, that's okay. Okay. No. Oh, here you go. Here. Oh, do you want to see the
what?
big? Here's the big bag. There you go.
it's not light, I tell you what.
Oh Oh man, that's a lot of eggs.
Wonder if our school board's gonna come in and wonder why there's beans on the
Do
floor.
we have about, I have less than you, so we definitely did that right.
Okay.
And I have
alright.
about, look at that. Yep.
Okay, so
Okay.
that's stage one.
Stage one. So now where are we going to go?
Stage two, you have developed, grown into an eyed egg. Your eye can see through your eggshell.
We're still in the red. We haven't even left the red yet. And look how many eggs are gone.
Yeah. Yee.
Okay, so
Now
the
you
numbers
roll
have changed. The amounts have changed. But the problems are different. Stepped on by a careless person, eaten by a big fish, washed away during heavy rains.
Oh.
Smothered by dirt from a road, washed out by a flood.
Ooh.
Okay. Not a 3.
Yeah.
2.
Oh, 2/3 are eaten by a big fish. That fish just keeps coming.
I feel like I can count those.
Yeah.
So I've got 5, 10, 15,
I'm gonna start counting mine
20, 25, 30, 35, 40. I chose 5 so I can visualize 5 really easy. 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. Okay, so if I have 75 and I need to split it into thirds, how many are in each group?
25.
25.
I know that from money.
Yep. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. There's 1, 1/3, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. Can I have the orange cup, please? 2/3, away they go.
Oh,
How many
no.
did you have?
I have 101.
See, that's about right. Our estimating worked really well. Okay.
Oh no.
I have 25 left, and I haven't even left the
left?
red. That is crazy. Okay.
There we go.
1.
Half are stepped on by a careless person. That person keeps coming back.
How many did you say you had?
101.
So you just need to get rid of 50. That's I want to make sure you have 50. 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 4, 36, 38, 40, 42, 44, 46, 48. You were
I was
so
so
close. But I wanted you to have your full amount so that you could have the right,
Yep.
because we don't have very many left.
No, we
So we
don't.
haven't left the red yet, friends. And take a look at our cups. There's like hardly anything in mine. I have half of the amount you
Well,
have.
we finally have hatched.
Oh, good. We're
We're in 11.
Mhm.
Alvin, excuse me, with a big yolk sack. So now the problems are stepped on by a careless person.
We're still in the red though.
Get too warm and suffocate.
Oh no.
Caught up in a flood, smothered by soil from a clear cut, eaten by a big fish, and again stepped on by a careless person. These are all problems that I cannot believe that these.
But they
salmon-
make sense. I understand. And like we haven't
Totally.
even left the red yet.
I know.
We're still around the red. 5.
2/3 eaten by a big fish.
The big fish really likes my eggs. So if I have 25 and I need to divide it into thirds, I need to divide it into 3 groups. So, well, I know 24, I could have 8 in each group. 24.
Mm-hmm.
I only have 25 in there, right?
Yep.
So then one of them's going to go in this group. And I'm going to take away those 2.
Yeah, I think that's
So I need to take away how many? 16.
16.
One, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. There we go. Okay. I have 1, 2, I have 9 left.
9 left, yep.
9. We have not even turned into a fry yet, and I only have 9 eggs left.
1. Half gets stepped on by a careless person.
So you're going to have to take away 25.
25.
This is really helping me understand. I hope at home it's helping you understand what these salmon go through in their life cycle and migration cycle. We have not even turned into a fry yet, friends. And look how many we have left.
Sad. That adult salmon worked so hard to get all those eggs.
Think about how hard that adult salmon worked to get all the way out there and spawn. And this is what's left, and we haven't even started to go to the ocean.
Okay, now we're a little fry with good camouflage, the finger marks.
Yep.
You eat little insects and hide a lot.
Ooh.
Okay, so now we could get eaten by a bigger fish, by a river
otter,
by a merganser.
It's a type of bird.
By another river otter, and again by a bigger fish. Ooh, can't find enough food and starve. Ooh, 1/3 eaten by a river otter.
Well, that's easy. I have 9. So a third
Oh.
It's just 3.
3, 6, 9. Yep.
We're here now. We've moved.
4. Half eaten by a river otter.
How many did you have? 25?
I think I had 25. So half of 25, half of 24 is 12.
Yeah. So 12.
And you know what? Last time I had an odd amount, and I gave the odd amount here. So this time I'm going to keep the extra one for here.
Beautiful.
To balance it out.
That's great. See how that estimation works, friends? Okay, next one. I'm feeling like I'm not going to have any fish to come back up the river.
Okay, you become a smolt. Your body changes so that you can live in salt water.
Here we go.
You look all silvery and shiny now. Now you need to think about getting eaten by seals. Ooh, lose their way downstream at a dam.
Ooh.
City pollution, eaten by an otter, eaten by a bigger fish, or eaten by seabirds.
3. Half die from city pollution.
City pollution.
I only have 6, so I guess I get to give you 3. I'm losing this game.
6. Half eaten by seabirds. And I roll again.
Oh, no.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 13. Half of 13.
6.
2, 4, 6. And I roll again. Oh no, that really is.
Welcome to the club.
Bummer.
5.
Half eaten by a bigger fish. So I had 6. Oh.
We both have 3.
3 left. All right.
Okay.
Oh. We're in the Pacific Ocean, growing
We're
to become
huge.
huge adult salmon. The ocean is full of good food. Also seals and orcas and fishing boats and sharks and porpoises.
Oh, yay. Looks like we're going to roll. 6.
1/3 eaten by porpoises.
Just 1. I have 2 left, friends. 2. Do you think any of mine are going to make it to spawn? I am not hopeful because I still have 2, 3 stages left.
Oh, 2/3 are eaten by seals. I only have 3. So 2 of the 3. I only have 1 left.
Oh my goodness.
Stage 7 as a fully grown adult
They
salmon.
need to have one on here that's like nothing happens. All of you survive.
Right.
Maybe not. That's not how
That's
real
not
life goes.
reality.
But this is not fun.
As a fully grown adult salmon, you start heading back from the ocean to the river you came from.
Oh, yay. Here we go.
You need to look out for people in fishing boats, seals, osprey, orcas, seals.
You know,
and
all the
again,
things. 5.
1/3 caught by seals.
Well, I can only give you half.
So here's where I'm wondering. I only have 1. Well, why am I even rolling?
We're going to figure out how you...
Half are eaten by osprey.
Miss Oslin's fish did not make it back to spawn. Next stage.
Stage 8, you follow your sense of smell farther and farther up looking for the stream where you hatched. You need to look out for eagles, a dam, a bear, caught by a bear, eaten by a bear. You cannot swim up a waterfall, and you get lost at the dam. How many do you have left?
6.
Half lost
The
at the
dam ruined my red as well. Is this journey easy for these fish friends? These are all real impacts that these fish have to go through in their migration cycle to get back and spawn. So I want you to think about it for a minute. Not all of these were nature impacts. In fact, most of the ways I was trampled on, my fish got lost at the dam, my fish got trampled on again.
A lot of mine got trampled on.
And had people been careful, my salmon would still be alive.
Or thought about air pollution and how that could impact.
There is one more stage.
We didn't make it.
We didn't make it. You finally reached the stream where you hatched. You're so close. If you can get all the way home, you'll spawn. But there was one more rule.
Oh, what else could get them?
They got too tired.
Oh, I'd be tired after all that.
Yeah. They can like almost make it and not have enough energy to spawn.
There's still eagles and bears. The waterfall.
You can't jump over the waterfall. You don't have enough energy. I also know that the males fight for the female fish, and they could lose the fight. So,
could also get eaten by a raccoon.
what lesson did we learn in this game?
It's not easy.
It's not easy to be a salmon. I don't want to be a salmon.
But why do we need to know about that? Why are salmon so important to the Salish Sea?
So many of those impacts were human created. We talked about that when we went to Swan Creek.
That's why I didn't understand the connection between native plants and salmon, even at the creek. And that's where Chris and Leica taught us about how this, the native plants provide like nutrients and resources and stuff, but they provide shade over the stream.
And we didn't get into the water or walk in the water at all. Because we know that there's reds with salmon in there, and we can't see them, and we didn't want to step on them.
No.
So when you're out in nature, friends, be really aware of where you're stepping and what you're stepping on. Because these salmon are important to the Salish Sea, and I think you're starting to learn why.
What you're going to do is think about what you have learned about salmon and their lives so far, and go back to your T-chart. What do you think you know?
Yeah.
What do you want to know? What did you learn? What changed your thinking? And that's what you're going to answer and reply to on Flipgrid.
Yep.
Like, so we've had quite a few fifth graders
It's been great.
post. It's very exciting.
And you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to add in a link to this game for teachers on the,
that's a great idea.
Teacher overview, so that if you guys want to play this with your class or with a friend, it's really easy to play. All you need is a dice and a cup of beans or marbles or beads or whatever.
Now, if you're not interested or can't post on Flipgrid, there are 2 other ways that you can tell us everything you've learned about salmon. Mr. Kevin, how can our 5th graders send us their learning?
Students, this is how you can tell us what you think about salmon. Just email us at tvclassroom, tacoma.k12.wa.us, or you can always send something to the TV Classroom here via the regular mail, TV Classroom, 601 South 8th, Tacoma, Washington, 98405.
Thank you, Mr. Kevin.
I was just thinking before I do the affirmation that I won, but I still lost.
I know. I don't think there's any winners in this.
Unless we were able to get back.
I know. All right, friends, our affirmation, we're going to be thinking about our impact and how we can support native plants and animals in the Salish Sea. Can you think of an affirmation? affirmation.
I can be cognizant of the environment around me.
I can be cognizant of the environment around me.
Cognizant means aware and careful.
I like that. All right, let's take a deep breath together and say our affirmation.
I can be cognizant of the environment around me.
Excellent job today, 5th graders. We hope you had as much fun as we did. And we look forward to seeing you back here next time in our TV classroom.
Bye, 5th graders. See ya on Flipgrid.
Good day, young aviators. Did you know that we live in an amazing state? Not only is Washington famous for its spectacular scenery, but did you know that Washington State is famous for making airplanes? So today, we will be using our arms' muscular strength to fly around Washington State and see how beautiful it is. All you have to do is put your arms out when the bald eagle takes off from her totem pole and keep them flapping until she makes it back to her totem pole safely. Now, your arms might get a little tired, but that's okay. That's how we build our muscular endurance. Don't stop flapping until you land. Have a great flight.